lot of implication. Okay, so the first thing is this, let's start it over, right? They asked me to find the what? The perimeter. For me to find the perimeter, the first thing I have to do here is this. I have to find all the missing side, right? So one of the missing side here would have been this side, which we don't know this side here. So we need to find this side here. From this side to this side is 11, but from here to here is what? 5. What we from here to here? What do we do?
Subtract.
You subtract. Right. So here would have been 11 minus 5, which give me what? 6 meter. Now then we can now find the perimeter. So the perimeter we want to find here would have been the 11. Let's start from here, like the same thing she did. Should be 5 meter, right? Plus the 4 meter. Everyone understand that? Plus the 6 meter, plus the what? 3 meter, plus the 11 meter. Come in. Plus then here now we knew that this side was 7 already, right? Because it had been the 3 plus the 4, which give me what? 7. Can somebody add up and tell me what we get, please? Five plus 4 plus 6 plus 3 plus 11 plus 7. What do we get? Anyone?
36.
36. You see what is happening now? So this is 36. All right. So we finish with that one. This is A. So do the correction for me, please. B now. They say the wooden skating board is fitted around the perimeter, but not across the doorway. It costs $83 per meter. Calculate the cost of skating board needed for the room. Right. So first of all, we are going to say 36 minus 1 meter. 1 meter, because the doorway is 1 meter, because they say that the perimeter, the skating board will not go across the doorway. So when you that to give me 35 meter. Follow? Then we are going to say that the cost needed, right? The cost needed here, right, for the room is going to be 35 times what? Jamaican $83, right? Now, can somebody multiply 35 times Jamaican $83 for me and see what we get? $35 times 83.
2,905.
Come again.
2,905.
Okay, so this should have been the what? The amount of money needed, or the total cost for the what? For the skating board. Any questions so far up to this point? Any question up to this point? Now, the next question, the area of the flooring board. So here now, this is where we were before, right? We draw the broken line. This is area 1, and this will be area 2. Right. So area 1 would have been the length times the width, right? Which would have been 7 times the 5, which give me 35 meters square. The area 2 will also be length times the width, which will give me 6 meter times 3 meter, which give me 18. Then we add the 2 now. We add the 35 times plus the 18. What do we get? $35 meters square, 35 meters square plus 80 meters square. What do we get?
$53 meters square.
53 meter what? Square, right? So the area will be 53 meter square. We get that, everyone? Any question? Any question? Now do me a favor, right? I need to get people, because people are not talking to me, but I just want to get your response. If you understood what we've done so far, put yes in the chat for me, so I know that you are alive and well with me, right? If you understand so far what we've done, just put yes in it. If you don't understand, just put no. I need to get your feedback, guys, before I move on. All right. So how will I find the all right, let me just see how best I can do this.
Side times side.
Side times side or length times length, right? Good. So here now we are going to find the area for one box. So look at it now. So 1 meter times 1 meter. 1 meter times 1 meter will give me 1 meter what?
Square.
1 meter square. That is the area for one box. Watch this one now. They say that they are sold in boxes of 12 tiles, right? So that means each box have what? Each box has 12 tiles inside, and each box costs 10,350. So the question was asked, how many boxes are needed? How many boxes of carpet are needed for the what? The floor. Now, we find the area of the floor. The area of the floor is, right? The area of the floor is 53 meters square, right? So the area of the floor is equal to 53 meters square. All right. There are 12 tiles inside. Follow me up. There are what? 12 tiles inside one box. We know that every tile is 1 meter square. So obviously, if every tile is 1 meter square, right? The number of tiles needed. So first of all, I'm going to find the number of tiles needed. Number of tiles needed. Number of tiles needed, right? Will be equal to 53 meters square divided by the 1 meter square. I have to divide the area of the area of the room divided by the area of the walls. The tile, which give me actually 53. So I'm going to need what? 53 tiles. Each box contains 12 tiles, right? And the question was asked, how many boxes will I need? What will I do? I need 53 tiles actually, because every one tile is 1 meter square. So, right? And each box contains 12. Look at the logic here. Every tile is 1 meter square, and the room is also 53 meters square. That means I'm going to need 53 tiles. Everybody agree with that, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, so if you are going to need 53 tiles now, each box contains 12. The question they ask, how many boxes do we need to carpet the floor? What will I do now? We divide, right? So the first we have to do is say, before we do anything, we have to divide, right? So we are going to say 53 boxes needed, right? I'm going to put a boxes needed. It's going to be 53, right? 53 divided by what? 12. Now, 53 divided by 12, what do we get?
4.4. 4.41.
4.41, right? Boxes. Now, so let me ask the question. In reality, when you go to the what?
Yeah.
Yes.
There, I could amount 4.416. So that'd be 4.42.
Okay,
Like-
can be 4.42. So look at the reality now. When you go to the hardware, be able to buy 4.42 boxes. Are you going to buy 5 boxes or you are going to buy 4 boxes? Can you buy 4.42 boxes at the hardware store?
No, sir.
So what do you advise? Buy 4 or buy 5?
Or 5.
No. So
4.
even though no, so if you buy 4, you know, remember if you be short. If you buy 4, you be short. And another thing is this, these tiles. Some of the tiles can also break. Are you following? So you can't buy 4. If you buy 4, you're going to be in trouble. So best, what do? You buy what?
5.
You buy 5. To be on the safer side, you buy what? 5, right? So approximately, you're going to say approximately, you need what? 5 what? 5 boxes. Now, this is a real life situation. So you can't say I'm going to buy 4, right? Because 4 will not make it. But you are going to buy the 5 in consideration that at least you buy 5 boxes, you have a little bit more. So if anything break, you can always have, you don't have to go back. Everyone understand that? So we will need approximately 5 boxes. So you are going to work in your working, you put 4.42 boxes, but approximately you need 5 boxes in real life situation. We've done that. Then the last question, what is the total cost? What will you do?
So you multiply by the 10,000. So multiply the 4 point. Watch out. They're gone. Yeah. Right. She said could have answered too.
All right, guys, my laptop just shut down on me, right? So I just have to go back into it. All right, so sorry. Now, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Guys, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
So I was saying that, right? I was saying that basically when you reach here, right? When you reach here, you want to find the total cost, right? We said that we need 5 boxes, right? So that'd be 5 times 10,000 10,350. Now, can somebody multiply that and tell me what you get, please? Can somebody multiply 5 times 10,350 and tell me what you get?
51,750.
Come again. 50 what? 750. All right. This would have been the what? The total cost, right? The total cost for the 5 boxes. Now remember that thing, we did get 4.47, right? Is anybody here who never get to write it down?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, so suppose you just use the 4.42. Then when you get them off.
No, they'll give you. They'll give you, of course. You get it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Everybody get that? All right. So can we move on to one next question now? Everybody was able to, if you draw a line from year to year, right? It's the same thing from this end to the other end here, right? So what is happening here is this, if the top is 12.3, the whole from this point here, right up to this point, also going to be 12.3. But we have to realize that when you stop right here, from this side to this side is what, 3.4. And you want to find what is remaining out of the 12.3. So obviously what you do, we subtract, right? So it'll be 12.3 minus 3.4. Yes, what do we get?
Sir, 8.9.
8.9 meter, right?
Yes,
We
sir.
agree, guys. Everybody agree?
Yes, sir.
Now just remember that from this side to this side is 12.3. From this side right up to the other end also have to be 12.3. So if one part is already 3.4, you have to subtract to get the remaining one, which is the x, right? Thank you, Miss. Now the next question, they ask for what? RS. How do you find RS? How do we find RS?
Sir,
Sir, would it be? Sir,
Yes, I'm listening. Go ahead.
would it be the 8.9 plus 2 meter?
Right, it will be 8.9 plus 2 meter. Beautiful, because you are looking from this point to this point, right? Now from the out to the S is the same thing from this end right up to this end here, right? Up to this end here, right? So what you do here, we know that up to this part here, this side is 2, but you want to find what is the remaining one, right? Now we know that x is what? The x is 8.9. So you add the 8.9 with the 2, and that will give you from R to S. Thank you, Miss. So that'll be 8.9. 8.9 meter, right? Plus 2 meter. What do we get? 8.9 meter plus 2 meter. 10.9 what? Meter, right? I am hoping that everybody have copied the question, right? Next, calculate the area of the entire floor.
Sure, a lot of them kind of already part it out for you.
The same thing, right? So we
Yes,
do the same thing like what we did. So here we are going to find area A, area what? B. Then you add the two of them, right? That's give the area of the entire floor, right? So you have to calculate area A. Then later you calculate area B, right? So area A,
4.3
area
times 6.8.
12.3 times 6.8 meter, right? Now, when we work it out, what do we get? Area A.
$83.64 meters square.
83, right? So 83 point what? 64 meters square.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's look at area. Let's look at area B.
Sir, the 10.9 times 3.1 correct?
Yeah, 10.9. Yes, it will be 10.9 meter because all this side is 10.9, right? So 10.9 meter, yes. Times 3.1 meter, yes. Now let's work it out. What do we get?
33.79 meters square.
33 point what?
79.
Meter what? Meter square. All right. We good so far. Now, so we've done A part, the first, the second one, and the B, right? Now, can we enter to the next section part now? Section A is to be covered with flooring boards 1 meter by 30 centimeters. So I'm doing it here, right? See here, section A, the flooring board is 1 meter by what? 30 centimeters. Are they in the same unit? Are they in the same unit? So if they are not in the same unit, it means you have to convert one unit to another so that they will be the same. Which one is, if you look at it, whatever we are working with, which one is best to change? Centimeter to meter or meter to centimeter? It's best to change from centimeter to meter because everything we are working here is meter. Are you seeing that? We are working in everything in meter. So the best thing we do is we change the centimeter to meter. Now, who know the convention? How will I change 1 meter is equal to how many centimeters? Anybody remember?
100.
100 centimeter, right? 1 meter is equal to what? 100 what? Centimeters. I repeat, if you don't know it, write it down. 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So if I want to change 30 centimeter into meter, what will I do? Will I divide or multiply?
Divide.
We divide now. So if you are from big units, to small units, you multiply. But when you are from small unit to big unit, you divide, right? So for centimeter to meter, you have from small units going to what? Big units, right? So here it would have been 30 divided by what? 100, right? 30 divided by 100, what do we get?
So is it 0.030 or
No,
0.3?
0.3. So if you should resketch, if you should resketch the same thing, this would have been 1 meter and here would have been 0.3 meter. So we can go to find the area for the area of the flooring board, right? Which would have been 1 meter times 0.3 meter. Now, when we multiply 1 meter times 0.3 meter, what do we get? 1 meter times 0.3 meter, what do we get?
0.3.
We get 0.3 meters square. Now, they ask the question, what is the minimum number of flowing balls will be needed to complete the section A? What is the minimum, right? Flowing balls, similar to the one we did before, right? So the number of flowing balls needed, number of what? Of flowing balls needed is going to be the area of section 1, the area of section A divided by the area of the flowing board, divided by the area of the one flowing board. Now, so when we come here now, the area of section A, what do we get for the area of the section A?
83.64.
Right, so 83.64 meters square divided by the area of the what? Floor, the flowing board, which is 0.3 meters square. That will give me how many tiles I need, right, to tile section A. Right, so can somebody help me here now? 83.64 divided by 0.3, what do we get?
Sir,
83.64, what do we get?
278.8.
27.8, right?
Sir, 278.8.
Oh, 278.8. Okay. 278.8. Okay, hold on. So 278.8, right? Flowing balls, right? Now, so this one here, right? What will I do? This was the minimum. What will I do with this figure now? Anybody want to help me? I'll run it off to what? I'll run it off to what? 279, right? 279. Right. That's the minimum number of flowing balls that we need. The minimum. Right. So it means therefore you can buy a little bit more because some of them will break. Right. But the minimum you need would have been 279 flowing balls. Is it anybody here who is lost?
Yes, sir. I don't understand that last question.
Okay. So what's the last question asking, right? How many flowing balls you need, right? To tell you. So let's assume that section A is your room, right? Your room happens to be 83.1. Your room happens to be 83.64 meters square. Follow me through, right? Now, the tile you are going to use is 1 meter by 30 centimeter. But the tile you are using, they are not in the same unit. So what the first we have to do is we change it to the same unit. We change the 30 centimeter to meter by dividing by 100 and we get 0.3. Follow me through so far. So the area we are going, the length we are using and the width for this, it's 1 meter and 0.3 meter. We calculate the area for the tile or the flowing ball, 1 meter times 0.3, which gives me 0.3 meters square. Now, so we need two things. If we need the number of flowing balls in your room, first of all, you have to find the area of your room and the area of the tile you are going to use. And that will determine how many tiles you need to tile your room. First of all, you find the area of your room, which happens to be 83.64, right? The tile you want to tile your room, one of them, the area of one is 0.32 meters square. Because you have multiplied the 1 times 0.3 meters square. You understand up to this point? Do you understand up to this point so far?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you have the room your room, which is 83.64 meters square. You have the area of the tile, which is 0.3 meters square. All what you have to do, you divide. You are going to see that the area of your room divided by the area of your tile will give you the number of tiles you need for that room. That clear now?
Yes, sir.
So just imagine that you want to tile your living room. The first thing you have to do is you find the area of your room, length times width, you calculate it. Now you go to the hardware store. Now you depending on the type of tile you need, you have to find the area of that tile. When you find the area of the tile now, you can't buy any tiles you want. I mean, any number of tiles. You need to find out what if the tiles you have is either sufficient or not sufficient. How do you determine that? You are going to calculate, you are going to take the area of the room divided by the area of the tile you want to use, and that will give you the number of tiles you will need. So if the tile you are going to use is a big tile, right? Maybe then you are going to buy it to occupy some less space, right? But if it's a small tile, that means you are going to buy more, it is going to occupy a lot of space, right? Because remember that no matter what you are going to do now is the same. You are going to tile that's a particular area. Small tiles will take you longer time, big tiles will take you a short time to tile it. You follow through so far? All right. Any other question? So should I say that everyone start to do the C now? Can I move on?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So that is clear. So if you want to try it out, right? Just find. So remember, guys, when you want to find the value of x, we add up all the sides. The L part is 3x plus 5. The L or the L represents 3x plus 5. That's what we did before. This side is 3, the 2x, the x, the 5, the 3, the x, and the x. Then after you do that, we see everything is equal to 56. Now we are grouping the like terms now. What are our like terms? The 3x, the 2x, the x, and the x. Then you have the 5, you have the 3, you have the 5, and the 3. Now, when you add up all the x, what do we get, please? 3, 2, 1, 1, and 1, right? So this is 5, 6, 7, and what? 8. So we get 8x here. Now, then 5 plus 3 will give me 8, and another 8, that will give me 16. It's equal to 56. Now, remember that I want to find what? The value of x. So that being 8x is equal to 56.
Minus 16.
Minus what?
16.
Minus 16. Right, 8x. Now, 56 minus 16, what do I get?
40.
40. And I want to find x. So x is equal to 40 divided by 8. So that x is equal to what?
5.
5. Okay, so everybody write it down for me, right? Write it down for me. Then we'll look at the next question. I hope that you guys are writing the questions, right? So remember that for me to find, let me just do that one more time. For me to find the area, right, of the floor, I divided into three parts. Area 1, area 2, area 3. Area 1, this side is x, the other side is x. So wherever you have x, replace with 5. The area 1 is a square. So that means length, side times side, or length times length. 5 meter times 5 meter will give me 25 meters square. Area 2 represents a rectangle. But what happened? From this side to this side is 3, but from this side going down is 5, right? Why 5? Because if this side is from here to here is 5, the other side is going to be the same 5. So we add a 5 and a 2, we get 8. Then if it's a rectangle, length times width, so it'll be 8 meters times the 5, which give me 40 meters square, right? Then we move on to the area 3. Area 3, when we look at it, that's also a rectangle. So that will be length times width. Now, this side is 2x. If it's 2x, wherever you have x, you put 5. 2 times 5 will give you 10. The other side is 3. So area 3 would have been 10 meter times 3 meter, which will give you 30 meter square. Now, they ask you to find the area of the floor. How do you find the area of the floor? They are talking of all the parts. So area 1 plus area 2 plus area 3. Area 1 is 25 meters square. Area 2 is 40 meters square. And area 3 is 30 meters square. We add everything, we get 95 meters square. Are we clear now?
Yes, sir.
All right. So we said that the length of AFE, no, the length of the diameter that be 3.5 meter. Nothing for us to do. The next question, they asked you to find the perimeter of the swimming pool. Right? How do you find the perimeter of the swimming pool? Perimeter is distance what?
Around.
Distance around, right? So watch this one I'm going to show you, right? So this one here is half a circle here. And the green one is also another one, half of a circle. You see that? Everybody see that?
Yes, sir.
All right. We know that they asked me to find the perimeter. So one of the things I'm going to do here, right, is that if from here to is 8, from the E to the D also going to be 8 meters. Everybody agree with me?
Yes, sir.
The only thing I need to find what is the distance from here, right, coming this side. I need to find this side, and I want to find this side here. So the question is this: which formula allows me to find the perimeter of a circle?
Sir, is it pi d?
Pi d, right? Circumference. So we need circumference of a circle, which is pi what? Pi d, right? Now, this side is a semicircle, and this side is also what? Semicircle. So we can find just one semicircle first, right? And whatever I get to, that be the same thing. And later we can just look at another way around. So the semicircle that be pi d over 2. You can say that, right? Pi d over 2. Now remember that another formula for this is 2 pi r, right? But why I'm not going to 2 pi r? Because they already gave me the diameter. Are you seeing that? They gave me the diameter 3.5. So I'd rather use the pi d instead of 2 pi r. So they said that it should be 22 over what?
7.
So it'll be 22. I'll put 22 over 7 times what? Times the diameter, which is what? 3.5. Or divide whatever I get, I divide by 2. So can somebody work out the top for me? What is 22 over 7 times 3.5? The answer we get, we put it here, we divide by 2. For one, that will be for one part. Why divide by 2? Because I want to find one part of the semicircle. Whatever I get for one part is the same thing as the other part.
So 11 divided by 2.
So what is 22? What is 22 over 7 times 3.5?
11.
11. So you get 11 divided by 2, which give me 5.1.
5.
So what it means is this: the distance from DCE is, all this side is 5.5 meter. And here also going to be 5.5 meter. Now, I repeat, why I divide by 2? Because I want to find half, it's a semicircle I'm looking for, right? For one part. So whatever I get from this side is the same thing I get for the other side. So there is 5.5 meter. The other side is also 5. Now I want to find a perimeter. So the perimeter here, the answer for this would have been 8 meter plus 5.5 meter plus 8 meter plus another 5.5 meter. Now, let's add it up. What we get?
Yes, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes, I'm listening. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, when I divide it by 2, so like when, like it would be like the same diameter to the same.
Right. No. So why I divide by 2? Because the main mention of semicircle, 2 semicircles, right? So I just want to make a point here that from year to year is 1 semicircle, and this side is also another semicircle. So I can find the length or the circumference I can find the length from DCE, which will give me 5.5, and I can find also ADE, which also will give me 5.5. Now add up everything, and that will give me the what? The perimeter per se. We could also have done something. This is a semicircle, this is a semicircle. That will give you a full circle. So you could have got 11. When you get 11, you divide by 2, then put here 5.5 and 5.5. You're good to go. Have I answered your question? Yes, no?
Sir, they never mention a semicircle.
Right,
Yes.
because they mentioned, look at it. They say that a rectangle and 2 semi-what?
Circle.
Right, so that's the key here, and we are focusing on. So with this side is a rectangle, this is a semicircle, and this is a semicircle. So you can see semicircle number 1, right? And semicircle number what? Follow through. Now, they remember that the reason why I divide this one by 2, because I'm finding that of a semicircle. Semi means what? Another name for semi is what? Half, right? So half of whatever, right? That's why I divide by 2. All right. So finally, what the perimeter of the swimming pool would have been what? We add up all this, what we get? Anybody can help me? What's the answer for the perimeter of the swimming pool? Anyone? Were everybody sleeping on me?
Sir.
We get what? This give me 11 plus, no, 11 plus 16. What is 11 plus 16?
27.
27 what?
27.
Meter. Right, so the perimeter is what? 27 what? Meter. Remember that the perimeter is distance what? Distance around. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, these are good questions, no? And these questions, all of them are CXC questions. And you see, they are simple perimeter and area. But you see how they say the questions? You have to think for some of them. They are not straightforward, right? It seems so easy to use a Pythagoras theorem. There is no other form that can allow you to find the length of AC. Because this side is 11, this side is 11. You want to find the length of AC. Definitely, you have to use the Pythagoras theorem. So we could have sketched it and you see for yourself, right? If you sketch it, it will look like this. Right? Then you label the size down, right? So remember that this side is 11 centimeters, and here that be the right angle here. This side have been the right angle, right? And here be 11 centimeters. Now, And we want to find the length of this will be A, B, and what? C. A, B, C, right? So anybody remember the formula for Pythagoras theorem
C
from last week?
for A square plus
The other one was C, right? Anyone can be A and B, right? So what's the formula again? What's the formula?
C square
C
for
square, A square plus
plus
1. So my C would have been AC square, which is the diameter. My A will be 11 square plus another 11 square. AC square 121 plus another 121. AC square. Now, they have to give me 242, right?
Yes.
The square. So we find the square root, right? Square root of 242. Can somebody work it out and see? We're supposed to get the similar to 15 point something something. What's the square root of 2? What's the square root of 242?
There 15.55.
15 point. So we get to, you see, we are getting something similar, right? 15 point. 15.554. So basically it's the same thing. Everybody see that? Right. They say show that is 11. So don't worry about the square root part. Change it and work it out. That then you say that is AC is got that equivalent. So we're going to say that AC is equivalent to 11 times square root of 2. Right, because you know that you just changed it already. You check it out, you know exactly what to do. Are we clear on that?
Yes, sir.
So I need you to write it down quickly for me. Then we'll run through the other ones. Or you want to leave the rest for next Friday?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I need you. I'm going to send you the document itself. I'm going to send the document in a group. Is anybody here who is not in the WhatsApp group?
Me, sir.
Who is me?
Rihanna.
Rihanna, lie. All right, Rihanna, give me your number. I'll add it to the group now. All right. This was, you have put it in the chat private for me. Then I'll add it to the group.
Okay, sir.
All right, so guys, I want you to try this once here for Friday for me. Now remember that our classes are on Tuesdays and which other day? Anybody remember?
Friday.
Tuesdays and Fridays, right? Tuesdays we